Happy Saturday. Thanks for joining us. I'm Chelsea Jones. We do start tonight with some sad news out of Texas as one police officer is dead following a helicopter crashing into an apartment building. It happened a little earlier this morning after the officer and pilot were headed to investigate reports of bodies in a bayou. For unknown reasons, the helicopter crashed into a clubhouse, killing that officer and leaving the pilot with critical injuries. No residents were injured during this crash, but as a result of this unfortunate event, the Houston Police Department is shutting down all flights until further notice. Well, taking a look at Louisiana's cases of COVID-19, the Louisiana Department of Health is reporting a total of 29,140 cases of the virus and 1,950 deaths. They're also looking at 17,303 recoveries. Ouachita Parish, though, is looking at 755 cases and 22 deaths. Governor John Bel Edwards says the growing rate of the cases and hospitalizations in North Louisiana is cause for concern. He says this is what led him and his team to extend the stay-at-home order.
It shows some problems areas, as you can see. Regions 2, Baton Rouge, Region 4, and Acadiana, and 8 up in the Monroe area are increasing. But the data does show 3 problem areas still with respect to hospitalizations, those being in Regions 2, Baton Rouge, and 8, Monroe, which both have hospitalizations increasing currently. So the Monroe area is the area of greatest concern at the moment.
Edwards does say the areas of concern are not showing rapid increase like what was seen in New Orleans. Dr. Alex Billow did add that he doesn't know what's driving this increase, but the state is working on increasing testing procedures. Now, if we look at Arkansas's numbers, they are reporting 3,372 cases, 72 deaths, and 1,987 recoveries. Over in Mississippi, they are reporting 7,441 cases and 291 deaths. More than half of states entered this weekend with relaxed restrictions, allowing a range of activities from going to parks, even the hair salon. But as Karen Kafer reports, those who haven't loosened things up are facing some pressure.
A tribute in the skies. The Navy Blue Angels and Air Force Thunderbirds flying over Washington, D.C., Baltimore, and Atlanta to honor first responders and healthcare workers.
Our staff have been working tirelessly to treat the community.
Also this weekend, Americans in more than 30 states seeing fewer restrictions from state parks to open malls. Georgia started a gradual reopening last week, and retail stores were allowed to open Friday, despite health experts warning it's too soon.
This opening, I believe, is a little bit premature.
Arkansas will allow gyms, hair salons, and barbershops to open this upcoming week. Governor Asa Hutchinson expects residents and businesses to be responsible.
People want to do the right thing because they know how this is impacting their neighbors, their community.
Other governors facing pressure. After thousands flocked to some Southern California beaches last weekend, Governor Gavin Newsom ordered them closed this weekend.
I mean, I understand why he would do it, but you know, the beach, I feel, is big enough for everybody.
Newsom said Friday lifting some restrictions is days, not weeks away. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafer.
Well, here in Louisiana, LaSalle Parish is allowing small businesses to reopen despite Governor Edwards' extension to that stay-at-home order. According to the guidelines, businesses such as hair salons, gyms, and restaurants are allowed to reopen as long as they take certain precautions outlined by parish leaders. One local business owner says although her store is open, she's only allowing customers in that have masks on. Well, earlier this week, we reported that 2 Richwood correctional officers had died from COVID-19. One of those families is telling us what happened and the questions they have for RCC and ICE officials. For Brittany Leonard, the month of April has great meaning.
April 25th is my daughter's birthday.
That day now marked with indescribable pain.
The day that my mom lost the person that she's been with since she was 13 years old.
Her father, Carl Leonard, a guard at Richwood Correctional Center, started to get sick.
He started getting a real bad fever, and then the fever progressed into a cough.
So he went to the doctor and was diagnosed with COVID-19. At one point, things started to get better.
Friday, he started looking good or doing a little better, and then Friday night, He went to sleep.
Then she was met by her mother with bangs on her door to call 911.
She was doing CPR, and she flipped him over on his side, and I could see the fluid come out of his mouth. Saturday morning at 2 a.m., he passed away.
Unable to put feelings into words, Brittany and her family have questions they need answered.
I remember him saying that initially they weren't being allowed to wear the protective gear, and then they weren't providing them with protective gear.
We reached out to LaSalle Corrections and asked specifically if this was true. We didn't receive an answer. What they did say was they have a focus on hygiene practices and are committed to the health and welfare of the staff and detained population. ICE has also temporarily suspended visitation. But Brittany wants an investigation into the policies and protocol for private prisons during this pandemic.
These are human beings, so even if they've committed a crime or even if they're an immigrant, they still deserve some type of humanity.
For her family, they lost the best father in the world. So where do they go from here?
That's a really difficult question because my dad was the rock for all of us.
Right now, it's trying to make sure Carl's wife, Margaret, and one of his other daughters recovers from COVID-19. Then it's laying their father to rest. RCC currently has 60 detainees with confirmed cases of COVID-19 for LaSalle Corrections. Full statement on this, you can head to our website, myarklamiss.com. Well, on a lighter note, it is National Cookout Day, and one local resident is using this day to serve the community by offering food at the end of her driveway. TJ Stevenson served up some catfish plates with the help of the First United Methodist Church. These meals were for first responders to give back as they serve out on the front lines during this pandemic. But Stevenson didn't stop at the meals. She also left signs everywhere giving people hope and encouragement.
No, we just invited people who have been on that front line. We want to say thank you to all of them. You know, sometimes we don't say thanks loud enough to people who put their lives in danger for us, because that's what they're doing. And some of us are so careless.
Stevenson was able to feed 85 people, and Dr. Thomas Williams, along with Friday and Ashley Ellis, did donate over 200 masks to anyone who came and got a plate. Well, still to come on NBC 10 News at 6, one school didn't miss a beat when the governor closed up schools, and now they're reaching out to help your kids if they need a little extra assistance during these times. We're going to hear how they're doing that after the break, but first, like you said, Brian, nice and toasty.
Yeah, it was a very, very warm day across the ArkLaMiss. Thanks to that high pressure, it'll be sticking around for a little bit longer. We've got some rain chances to talk about and eventually cooler temps. We'll have all those details when NBC 10 News is